You don't have to consult a calendar to know what day it is, because it's Friday. And it's time for...
It's the Notseen Ninja Bathroom Book Club.
That's right. And today we're talking about Hard Luck Hank. I just read Robot Farts, which is the 6th book in the series. On Audible, it was just released on March 1st, so a week ago. And the paperback and Kindle edition were released back in December, end of December. On this one, I just listened to the Audible. So that's what I'm going to be commenting on. The entire series has been ridiculously funny. The first book is the only one that I read the actual text version on the Kindle. The rest of them I've done through Audible. And Liam Owen, the narrator, is hilarious. He throws on different voices for all the different characters, and he makes it fun. Hard Luck Hank is about a giant mutant who lives on the space station Belvaille, and just bad stuff happens to him. He is the most unlucky person that you've ever met, even though you haven't met him because he lived on a space station in the Colmarian Empire. Lots of bad stuff happen. I'll try to not ruin any of the previous books if you haven't read anyone. I'm going to be specifically talking about Robot Farts. The title alone, right? This one, not as good as some of the others. There was less character interactions, there was less comedy, there was less action. This almost seems like a watered-down version of some of the other books. But that being said, it was still quite funny. There was still a lot going on. This takes place, of course, after the other ones. I think a year after the other ones. And Hank is known to make money on odd jobs and that type of stuff. And a lot of the previous characters are there. Gwen is there. Cliston, his butler, is of course there. The dread-a-lead. Dolovo, his weird sidekick kind of guy. And it is just a blast. It's very comic booky. Like if this was a comic book, yeah, it would be perfect. Not saying it's not perfect, not being a comic book, but some of the characters are hard to visualize in your head, especially since it's been a year since the last one. But you do get right back into it, even if it's been a year since you've read the other ones, or if you're binge listening to them like I did like last year. This is definitely a great book for that. Because it just keeps going. It's just absurd and over the top, and the stuff that happens to this main character, Hank, who's built like a tank. He's just a giant mutant that's bigger than everyone, stronger than everyone, even his own people, the Ontankian people, and he just bad stuff happens. No matter what he tries to do, no matter how good he tries to be, even though he was originally a thug for hundreds of years. No matter how good he tries to be, things just always go the wrong way. The one or two times that it goes the right way, it's kind of surprising, and it's like, oh, okay, that's fun. Like when Gun actually shoots the proper target. Gun is his gun, which has no trigger. You talk to it, but it kind of has like a philosophical problem. It doesn't know it's a gun. It likes to question life, question everything. Why am I shooting him? All that type of stuff. And Gun is just fun like that. Sometimes he shoots when you don't expect him to shoot, and sometimes he just gets into the whys and gets into philosophical talks, and it's a gun. Like, that's the kind of absurdity that you'll find in this book. It is really, really fun and really funny. If you're in the mood for something that you don't have to think too much about, if you like sci-fi, I guess, even though, like, this takes place on a space station and there's different races, but but I wouldn't necessarily call it sci-fi. It's just a people story. People doing bad things, and then there's people doing good things, and they kind of clash, and you never know what the outcome's going to be. It's Hard Luck Hank. Steven Campbell did a great job on this one. It is getting higher ratings than all the others, but that's probably because the first few books weeded out all the people that aren't into the funniness of it, and so it's really just diehard fans. They're up to book 6 now. But it is a laugh. If you're in the mood to just kill 13 hours worth of reading, this is a book that you want to pick up. It is very entertaining. It's very funny, especially when read by Liam Owen, but I imagine in my own head I would be making those same fun remarks. Yeah, Hard Luck Hank. I know that I give a lot of good reviews, but that's because it takes me like 3 hours to pick my next books sometimes. I'm that picky. Because I only want to read good stuff, because then I'll stop reading for months and months once I read something bad. It happens. It's just my thing. You could pick it up on Amazon. The Kindle price is $9. Or if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's of course free. On Audible, it's something. Can't see that right now because I already own it. Oh, there we go. Nope, can't see it because I already own it, so I can't see it. It's probably $10.99, $12.99, who knows. Or 1 credit. Yeah, it's just giving it a read. It's a fun book. It's a very fun book. My next book that I'm planning on reading, it is called Big Data. Let's type that in. Big Data, because there are a lot of them that it comes up with. Big Data. Big Data. A startup thriller novel. This one's by Lucas Carlson and read by Robin A. Roth. It's a short one. It's getting 4.1 out of 5 ratings. It's all about the founder of a company that does artificial intelligence and that kind of thing. And it's about to IPO. It's about to go public. And then there's an assassination attempt. And so it doesn't go public, and now there's some truths that our lead character finds out. But will she die trying to reveal those truths? And if she doesn't reveal those truths, will she die anyways? Who knows? It's a technological thriller. I personally love that type of book, so let's see what I think about that. Let's see if it keeps up my streak of great books. But Hard Luck Hank by Steven Campbell. I should just give them all a read. They are something funny. I was going to end the video right there, but then I'm like, no. I'm going to say the name of all of the books in the series because they are that interesting. And then I'll end this video. First book, Screw the Galaxy. Second book, Basket Full of Crap. Third book, Prince of Suck. Fourth book, Suck My Cosmos. Fifth book, Stank Delicious. And then, of course, the sixth book, Robot Farts. And I will end this video on Hank, his famous catchphrase. Whenever he beats someone up or whenever he wants to hurt somebody, he says, "Eat sucks, suckface."